Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to Season 2 of Eberron Adventures, Windshire University, Year 2, brought to you by the Wednesday Night Crew. We are back to school with our favorite adventuring students, Velma, a private investigator brought back to life by a magic dagger, Lugar, a wild magic sorcerer with a voice in his head that just happens to be a sibling, Kashan, the paladin formerly known as Jack, Lissa, the mage breeder with a love of the druidic magics, Azuri, the worrisome cleric, and Skogar, the half-orc fighter with a penchant for maps. Along with a cast of NPCs, we will listen to our adventurers as they continue to grow as adventurers and, dare I say, heroes. So let's sit back, relax, and listen to another exciting session of Eberron Adventures.
Wonderful. All right, I'm so excited. Welcome back to Windshire University, Year 2, brought to you by the fine folks that represent the Wednesday Night Crew. It's Year 2, class is back in session. All of you come back to campus and have taken up living in the dorms of your respective majors. So we are going to start tonight's session with you guys. We're gonna go just down the list, so to speak, basically how I see it on the screen, and we'll talk about each of your characters. So we're gonna forego the introductory question, all that crap we were doing before, just because there's gonna be a lot more meat on the bone for this part. So tell me about your character, if there's been any changes to like your appearance or the way you dress or anything like that. And then more importantly, what is your major, aka your class? And then I will share with you which dormitory you will be in, and we'll start Year 2. So I feel like I'd like to hear from Velma first, I think.
All right. I'm Velma Dimadani. I am majoring as a rogue, an investigative rogue. The problem is the rogue school does not officially endorse this subclass. And they've never told me, they kept moving their classes around and never told me when it would be, and I would have to find it out myself. So as to her appearance, that did change. She no longer wears bulky sweaters. You may recall how many times she died last year. She now wears leather armor, which she bought over the summer. She took some jobs as a private investigator, and imagine a montage of her taking pictures of a beautiful elf woman and a human male in a coffee shop, and then it moves to a motel, and she had paid the hourly manager to make sure that the drapes don't close all the way, and she takes more pictures, and then she moves on to a half orc, and she's showing him the pictures, and he starts to cry. And then the next scene, she's in a bar just pounding whiskeys and just feeling totally shitty about the kind of job that a private investigator has. So now she's back to journalism, and we'll see how that goes in Year 2. The rogue school still doesn't want her hanging out. But, you know, that's the major class in 5e for the subclass.
Awesome. So you, Velma, are going to be, according to the map that you see here, you will be in dormitory number 7, this one here at the bottom. And your main school where most of your classes will be taken will be in this building, which is building number 12, according to this map here. So fun for the listeners, the few listeners we have at home. So, does Velma have a roommate?
Uh, well, she probably needs one of the paladin sort to keep her level-headed. Like I said, last year there were a lot of like emotional swings and existential crises that she had. I don't have the character fleshed out.
Okay, gotcha. Um, well, thank you for that update. Velma did how many times was it? Twice, three times? Velma died?
She officially died only once, but
Correct, yeah.
she was
That
brought to zero. I don't know, less than half a dozen, I would say, but more than anybody else.
Yeah,
Was
way
somebody
way more than the tank.
was was there any specific reason you got knocked down to that zero that one time? That like was I forget? Did some like I feel like some
Happen,
yeah, like I feel like there was
Something might have happened.
a responsible party that we never got revenge on.
something Bernie by chance?
Yeah,
The
some type of ball.
other people may not know this, but I approached Jack and said, next prank you pull, put it on Lucar and make it a good one. So
Ooh,
if
I don't
nobody
know
else
about
had figured that out, Velma did.
that seems like the perfect segue to take us over to our good buddy Lucar. So let's talk about Lucar for a little bit here. So what is Lucar? Any changes to Lucar's appearance of any kind? And what is his chosen class?
No changes to Lucar's appearance. He does have a new jacket with even more pockets, some hidden ones on the inside. Uh, but that's about it. He is after thinking about dual majoring, he's decided to focus entirely on sorcery after a summer of spending the days working in his parents' shop and keeping that up and running, and afternoons and evenings working with Astrid on honing his sorcery skill.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's definitely been some opportunities for you and Astrid to get a little bit more build a little bit of a better relationship with each other. As far as Astrid, them not constantly making fun of you, and you not constantly blaming them for not teaching you enough. So you're getting to a better spot there.
Absolutely.
And so if we were to elaborate a little bit more on your summer work at home, your mom would I would think that your mom would be more interested in you helping to continue to set up the Still Shower apothecary empire, and now looking at a fourth location. And so she's Lukey, we've got our site picked for number 4. So we're gonna need you to go out and check out the scene, kind of look at the other businesses, see how they're performing, and kind of give us an idea of what our competition looks like. Okay.
I'll see if I can find time but school's gonna keep you pretty busy, I think, Mom. But we'll see if I can get away and check some of that stuff out sometime.
Okay, that's fair. You do what you can. I mean, the cousins can always help too, but really want you invested in the future, not just being some one of the cousins can sweep the floors. That's not my son's job. And yes, you're still my son. You're always my son.
I think it's important that I get this degree. I think that might open up more opportunities for me and maybe for the whole empire of the apothecary.
Oh yeah, I don't want you to drop out, Lukey. Absolutely not.
Cool. But you're thinking like maybe you want a fourth store like near Windshire?
Yeah. Mm, no, I'm thinking maybe in a different region entirely, maybe to the east of where of our home. Maybe further out that way.
All right, so you're thinking more like Incarnate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Take it. So see what makes sense. I mean, I'm sure you seem all of you students seem like a fairly worldly class. I think you'll probably keep traveling. Maybe you'll get out that way.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens. They kept us pretty busy last year. Hey Ma, I need to tell you, in my dorm, I got a new roommate this year.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
his name's Jorik Truehill. He's a halfling, just like me. What
Oh,
a coincidence!
that's amazing.
Yeah,
True Hill, huh? That name that name kind of sounds a little bit familiar, but I don't I could be mistaken it for you said Jorik?
yes, Jorik Truehill.
I wonder if that's wonder if that's northern Thrain sounds. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. That's a very unique sounding name. Well, I'm
Yeah, it's
sure I'm
amazing how we got matched up. It's like they found someone perfect for me. So, I mean, I love my old roommates, but it was a little crazy. Holes in the wall, lots of screaming. Um, you never knew what was going on over
I
there.
mean, are you gonna get to see him again, your old roommates? I mean, you were friends, right?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Oh,
We got together great. We all liked each other. We didn't play pranks on each other. We never tried to hurt each other intentionally. We were all there for each other, and I really
that's
appreciated that about the group.
that's so sweet. That's so oh, I'm so happy for you, Luki. Okay, well, and then she gives you a big hug. And so you walk into when good old Windshire you for your second year. And because you are in the School of Magic, you're going to be in it's actually that school is number 13, lucky number 13, and your dormitory will be building number 5. And that's where you will be. That's where you will be. And we already know that you have a roommate and we know his name.
Yes, his name is Jorik.
All right. And let's you know um I'm seeing I mean I'm looking at the screen names and I'm seeing like some punctuation that's kind of confusing to me. So why don't we go to Jack next? And you are muted still.
So as revealed last week, Jack is a changeling. We've now realized the truth about Jack from a certain moonbeam spell. So Jack comes back, and despite looking like the changeling last week, he comes back looking like the old Jack, just a regular looking guy, except that this time, like, he had the blonde hair that he had blonde haired before because of reasons, but now it's like almost a golden, like it's more of a golden shade. And it almost like it glows, and like his skin even has like a golden tint to it, and it seems even clearer somehow. And he's wearing just an all white outfit, and he has like a piece of calm about him. And he says, and I said, um, Jack is, and that just an identity that I was using, and that is in the past for me. And things are different now this year. I am now Kashan. I am a vassal of the sovereign host, a paladin, as it will. If you'll recall, last semester, during our adventures, when everybody was rescuing their parents, I went to the upstairs of the inn, and I found a book about the sovereign host. And I guess I was lost at that point, but I started just flipping through this book, and it really spoke to me. And I thought, well, this is interesting. I've never felt this kind of beyond myself. And so I decided to, follow the sovereign host and become a paladin with them. and you'll no longer be any pranks. Skogar, one of the first things I want to do is apologize for that prank that I did to you, about you got in trouble with the dean. Zuri, I want to apologize for you, that girl at the library. And I'm sure I've done things to Velma, Alyssa, Lucar. I'm sure there's more, and know that that is in the past, and I'm moving forward.
Are we in character? Yeah.
Absolutely, go for it.
Skogar goes, wait, what?
You didn't actually put graffiti up on the walls. That was me as you.
Yeah, but it said Skogar, and it was like perfectly in my handwriting.
Maybe it was you, Skogar.
All right, well.
Maybe it was you then. The point is that that won't be happening this year. Okay, I'm turning over a new leaf again. No longer Jack. It is Kashan. Is my new name, my real name. And yes, I'm now a paladin.
So Kashan, that's going to put you in what on the map is actually the largest of the schools, which is the School of Martial Disciplines. And that's number 10.
And I walk in there and I'm like, hot diggity dog.
And you are in dorm number 1.
This place is magnificent.
And yeah, so you have which you'll throughout, as we get into year 2, you'll meet your educators that are specific to your class, and they have specific skill sets that are to enable them to best teach you and elevate you to an appropriate level of capability.
And I do have a roommate. His name is Vernos. He's an elven rogue, and I know nobody's ever seen him. I get that, and I know what you're all thinking. But he is. I do have a roommate named Vernos, and he doesn't. I don't see him very often. It's true. When you come over, you probably won't see them. That's true. Anything else is not true. Okay, he is a real man. He's a real elf. He's a rogue. He's like, he does a night shift. I don't know what he does. I'm not his keeper. We're just roommates. Okay.
Totally
I don't know what he does.
Believable.
I don't care what he does.
I'll be keeping an eye out for him.
Yeah, but yes, he exists. He is real. And I get it. I understand. Based on history, based on the past, based on last year, I know what you're all thinking. I know it.
How long is this gonna last? No, I mean, welcome to the party, Kashan.
Yes, and yes. And one day I'll also ask forgiveness from Sable, but today's not that day.
Oh no.
So I think let's pivot over to Lissa. So
all right.
Let's any changes to Lissa's appearance? Where's she ending up class wise? And yeah, let's go.
All right. So Lissa has taken the opposite approach that Kashan has taken, and her aesthetic has gotten darker. So she's got like more of like a dark rose-ish color robe instead of her bright pink. She figured out how to dye her hair magically black as Knights, and Big Wing got a makeover too. He now has magenta wings, like a dark, deep magenta. Majestic. Damn. Yes. She spent the summer road tripping with Sable. They are they're basically sisters at this point. They know everything about each other. They love each other. It's wonderful. Lissa basically spent the summer getting closer to nature and with animals and that kind of thing, and like also looking at it through the academic lens. So lots of journals and note taking and drawing and that kind of stuff. And she is double majoring in the mage breeding and druid, so wizard and druid.
Okay.
Basically even there.
Okay. All right. So then you're gonna have let's see, where is that one? Okay. So you'll be taking some of your classes in building 13. So you'll
Great.
probably see Lucar a little bit more than other players may. And then in addition, you will also be at the Druidic Schools of Nature, which is building number 16. So you'll be going back and forth between those two locations based on what classes you're taking. So you're going to have a pretty heavy load. And you'll have a pretty heavy load, and you will actually be like likely that a lot of your focus is going to be on studies, homework, like to just make sure you're not drowning.
Exactly.
So, and then why don't you and as far as like dormitories, so you can actually take choice of either number 5 or number 6, because of your split classing. So there are those. So we'll say, for the sake of reasons, that there are specific. Once you pick your major, you're specifically assigned to a place, but there might still be some undeclared that are not the same class as the others in this dorm with you that may be your roommate from time to time.
You're not living with no dirty undies, are you?
Well, I mean, if possible, she wants to be rooming with Sable.
Okay. So I think that is a great idea.
Yes.
I think that's amazing.
Absolutely.
So let's kind of just take a second to talk about that first day. Getting, you get there, and you're checking out your 2 schools and like some of your educators whose names will be revealed later, just because I don't want to have to run through too many names this evening. They're just, they're so excited to meet you and looking forward to like, oh, we've never had a double major. This is gonna be exciting. You're gonna learn so much. And then you get to your room, and you see Sable's already in there, and she's putting up posters, and she's wearing cut off shorts and an oversized tunic shirt. And she's just like putting up posters on the wall. She's like, "Oh, hey, Lissa, how you doing? It's pretty freaking sweet." And she's just like,
great. Yes.
She's just like, she's like putting up posters and stuff. She's like, "Dare I tell you, because I don't know, I'm gonna do double stuff too. I'm gonna do barbarian, and I'm gonna do druid. It's gonna be sweet.
Man, you're gonna be such a cool barbarian. There we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna rage out, and I'm gonna bench press Skogar. It's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to see that either. We'll train. We got this. I'll cheer you on.
Have you seen Jack yet?
Yeah. I'll just wait. When you see him. He changed a little. He had a very enlightening summer, it sounds like. But you might like him better now. I think. Well, he's actually Kashan now, so he's like, yeah.
Sable goes, oh. Like her tone of voice changes. She's just like,
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I don't really buy it, but
we'll see. I guess I suppose. Is he still at least kind of good looking though?
I mean, yeah.
Okay, good.
Definitely.
Okay.
I gotta say, the thing he did with his hair. Don't tell him I said this, but pretty good.
I mean, we had so much fun at the carnival. It was such a good time. People were saying he was my boyfriend.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you guys were like bickering a lot.
Yeah, I mean that's totally what boyfriend girlfriends do, right?
That's
They
true.
just argue all the time.
Yeah, acting like
and
an
they
old
like
married couple.
and they like
Yeah.
hug and hold hands and stuff, and it's pretty sounds pretty cool. So I think maybe maybe that's a thing. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll have to see.
All right.
But I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to talk to him about this whole Kashan stuff. That's a weird name.
I know, right? Well, yeah.
So she goes back to like putting stuff up on the wall. And then we're gonna let's go to Azuri.
Hi, it's Azuri again. This is the voice inside his head, in case you don't recognize it. Well, so Azuri has changed at least a bit over the summer, most notably because, well, unexpectedly, at the end of last semester, Jace, the desk cleric that Azuri kind of took his oath over for, suddenly reappeared in the library one day, much to Azuri's surprise. So over the summer, Azuri was using Jace's armor and stuff. Like, it was left behind after the whole incident. And so Azuri had been using that, but now that Jace is back, Jace kind of wanted it back. So Azuri gave back the armor and all the other desk cleric stuff he had, and had to go out to the sort of monastery where the desk clerics were during the summer to get an entire new outfit made for him. And it's a bit different than the old one. It had to be made new because Azuri's not quite as muscular as some of the other clerics there, so they had to go get him new. But the armor and the rest of it fits better, and there is more like nice new black flowing fabric around him now. So he looks different and now has like all of the official little attachments and things that a dust cleric would be wearing, and they sort of flap in the wind and give, they're like black streamers off of the back of him. It's a very frilly cloak.
Okay.
So he was doing that and trying to catch up with Jace, but Jace has been pretty tight-lipped about what happened ever since he went missing. Now presumed dead, but only went missing. And they didn't talk too much about that, but yeah, Jace is sticking around for a little while. He's apparently trying to take some classes here at the university this semester, and so right now the university has assigned him as my roommate, and we are sharing a room. And Azuri definitely feels like it's going to be awkward because Jace seems really nice about all of this, but Azuri has no idea what's happened to him so far. It's very much a mystery on what Jace went through when he was supposedly dead. He hasn't said anything about it, and now just seems fine. And Azuri's really kind of a bit freaked out about that.
I couldn't have put that better myself. So what's your or you're sticking with cleric? Is that?
Yeah, so it was on the trip to the monastery to get, new gear that Azuri sort of reaffirmed his devotion to the dust clerics. It's and really he had to form his own oath at that point, because before it was sort of he was taking over Jace's oath to them. But since Jace was back and could like get his oath back, they made Azuri go through a ceremony to pledge a new oath to the dust clerics.
Nice. So
Boldari, which is the dust cleric god, the dust god for Windshire.
Yeah, I think I have that like written down on one of my earlier pages from my notebook, if I recall. I think I literally just looked through it recently. So, okay, so you are going to be at the Healing Schools of the Seven Domains Clerical College, which is building 11. And your dorm building will be dorm building number 2. And they are currently looking to fill which they have not yet been successful enough in doing, in filling the slot of the war cleric professor slot, because that would be Professor Seamus Hardedge, and if I recall, he's the one that's taken over the guardian mantle. So he will not be present any longer in that capacity. So let's see here. So why don't we take a minute? Let me just pull this up. Okay.
Well, that goes to Skogar then.
In a moment, yes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, you're good. What I want to do is I would like to have a brief little conversation with Azuri and his new roommate. So day one you're getting settled in, and so
Azuri's unpacking books.
Yeah,
he
and
filled his suitcase with almost exclusively books to come here.
So Jace comes into your guys' room, and he's like, hey.
Oh, hey,
Ez, how's it going?
Yeah, it's good. I guess we're rooming here now too. So we get to spend even more time together, not talking about things that happened. Yeah.
I thought you got one of those fancy magic book things, the whatever it's called, that so you don't have to the smart tablets or whatever, so you don't have to carry all those books around. Why are you carrying all those books around?
Well, I found that the physical pages, I missed that smell when I was doing it with the Smart Stone. It wasn't quite the same, and you can't flip the pages. You just like drag your finger over the stone, and it just didn't feel quite right. So, I read some stuff on there, like the brand new stuff that you can't get anywhere else on like the first day, but like I brought my favorites in paper because I just like the feeling of them better, you know?
Okay. Kind of seems to me like you just don't want to piss off the library. Seems like.
I mean, I like to still go there. I'm planning to go to the library basically every day, maybe for most of the day, maybe sleep there sometimes too, just to, yeah, I love books. Not for any other reason. I like books.
Yeah, it'd be nice to, I mean, I know I got to meet your friends, but didn't really get to socialize with them too much. It might be kind of nice to meet them and get to know them a little bit better. That friend of yours there, the one that walks around with the camera all the time. Yeah, she's pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, that's Velma. She's she does a lot of great work with the pictures, and like she's asked me a couple of times to look up things in books, and she's interesting. It's nice. Yeah. You'll have to talk to her more.
Jace gets up to a little bit closer to you, and he just puts his hand on your shoulder and pats your shoulder, like, like
tensed up at this
point.
Like
really, like not like hard to where he's like trying to hurt you, but like, like a frat bro kind of shoulder pat. And he's like, yeah, I'd really like an opportunity to get to meet her and talk and have some conversations with her. I bet she's got some great stories. And he's like, and then he cuts you off, and he's like, well, hey, I know, let me bring my bags in. He brings his bags in, and he starts unpacking stuff. He's like, yeah, this is great, man. I'm so glad they're letting me come here part-time. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out my stuff after everything that went down. And, I'm really glad I get to be with you, man. It's really helping out a lot.
Yeah. Have you thought more, or like, you want to share anything else about what happened to you there? Because I've asked you this like 25 times here over the summer when we've seen each other, but like what happened to you? And we all thought you were dead. Your stuff was all left there in the forest, but we couldn't find you, and we thought they took you, and now you're just here, and it's I still can't quite comprehend and grasp it when I think about it, you know?
So, um, the best I got for you is um, I was there, and then I wasn't, and I woke up really sick, and some doctor they they gave me something. They gave me something to make me not sick anymore, like completely cured me, and I feel light years better.
Yeah, that still doesn't make me feel any better, but I mean, I'm glad you keep telling me the same story again and again
I
here.
mean, I mean, as you gotta. It's not always about you, man. I mean, you
I know
gotta.
I'm told I don't have enough faith, and like I should do that. Like we're clerics, we need to have that leap of faith, and I do most times, but this I'm having a hard time finding the faith to make this leap. But
Uh,
maybe that's a fault on my part. Maybe I need to look inside me and be able to accept that. Yeah.
Azuri, dial it back, man. You got plenty. You got plenty of faith. What you really need is to have some confidence.
I'm
You
told that I need confidence too, but I keep thinking that I've made it this far without a ton of confidence. So is it really all that important to have so much confidence?
you've been you are so much more powerful now than when you were back when we were first together, and I just think you should I think you should maybe make that a personal goal for yourself this year, huh? Let's I'm there for you, buddy. I just need you can I'll help you with your confidence. You can help me with my, acclimation back into society since I've been kind of gone for a while. Kind of help me out with your friends, get me in a good spot.
Yeah. We'll have to all hang out as a group sometime because they're great to hang out with, and we had a lot of fun last semester. Except that that one time where Elizabeth's parent died. That was kind of sad, and we had a couple other sad times too. And he just keeps going on.
and and Jace is unpacking like, uh-huh, uh-huh, wow, uh-huh. And last but most assuredly not least, let's talk about good old Skogar. So, um, little some tidbits of like any changes to Skogar's appearance. What's anything you want to share about things that may have happened to him, and then let me know your selected class if anything's changed there, and then I'll tell you where you're going to be living, and then we can talk about
Yeah.
your roommate.
So Skogar decided kind of the way he left things with his father, he wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do and stuck around campus because the only other person seeming lacking emotion like he was at the time was the Warforged Carl uh, with his systematic ways. So he started hanging out with Carl, and then Carl had a job there at the campus and got Skogar a job painting dorms. And he spent the first half of the summer just working with his prior paint experience. The university maintenance person, hired him on, and he painted a lot of the dorms. And as he went around from dorm to dorm, he was pretty bored, so he was creating maps as he went, and just these real intricate, detailed maps that only make sense to him. He was just kind of always had his eye about. He watched the dean do his business through the summer with his bookkeeping and noticed maybe something about the dean's behavior that maybe will come up later. But, he really kept an eye on the dean because him and the dean never seen real eye to eye. He also continued on with his financial aid services and loaned out a few a few loans to some students and a few janitors even in a pinch. But halfway through the summer, he had the letter sitting on his desk about the wrestling coach, and he knew the wrestling coach lived nearby, so he started talking with the wrestling coach, and funny enough, actually, it was when he first met the wrestling coach, is because his dad came up for a short visit, and as his dad would be, decided to get a little too drunk the one night and started an argument with I don't actually have his name recorded anymore, but the coach there. And the wrestling coach just took down Skogar's father in a bit of a flurry and a flash. And that's why Skogar started talking to him, saying, oh, maybe there is something to this, because he always knew his father to be real strong if he was able to take him down quickly. So as the battle master fighter, and that will be his class that Skogar is, he kind of learned some new battle master maneuvers, or at least just switched them around a little bit. Kind of doing that, and also spent his evenings with Carl in their workers' quarters until they were waiting for the new semester, where they both sparred in the evening, and as a level 5 fighter, learned to extra attack. So due to all of that practice. So Skogar, who really didn't want to do anything this semester, ended up doing a lot. But the very last night, as they're leaving there, and he saw Jack at the gates on their way in, and then it really sunk in what really happened to him. He goes around to the paint shed, grabs a gallon of red paint, and since Skogar really knows where all those security cameras are on the campus in his maps, walked up to a spot that wasn't noticed and wrote the letters, even though I know exactly how your name's supposed to be spelled. But on the side of one of the dorms, he writes KEASHON exclamation point. And then puts the paint back and slinks in. And that's how he ends his summer.
Oh, that is great. That is great. So you end up so you head to so you're in the fighter school. So let me go to that real quick. All right. So where are you? School of Martial Disciplines. So you are in number 10. So you're going to actually see Kashan a little bit here and there. And you're in dorm number 1. So you're going to see Kashan there as well, potentially. So you'll have a few run-ins with him outside of other opportunities. And let's so you get into your dorm for your right the opening weekend. The carnival happened, everything like that. It was a good time. You kicked ass in booger spitting, and you come back to the room, and Carl is just meditating on his bed, and his eyes are closed, and says, "Hey bro, how's it going?"
Yeah, pretty good now, man. Just it's nice when you get, things settled up at the end. And I feel like I really settled up tonight. How about you?
That's good. I'm happy for you, man. I'm okay. I've just been meditating here for the last 2 hours. It's been nice. I got a few tricks from Azuri last year about meditation, and I've been putting them into place, and it's been going quite well. It's how they say Zen, I think, maybe something like that. Different state of consciousness. I don't know. Seems cool.
Yeah. Well, I can barely handle the one, so good luck with that. uh, but I did notice, as you were bowing down there, your left foot was across the line, and I have to remind you one more time, like the line, you know, we do well together, but that's because you respect the line.
Oh, sorry, Skogar. I know. I know. I got too comfortable.
Yeah.
My bad, man. And he gives you a quick little fist bump, and then goes back to meditating. And so, yeah. So that's everybody, right? Everybody's gotten the chance to talk about any little subtle changes, anything that's happened in your lives that you wanted to share with the group. So yeah, so let's get into it. So, although your group is now separated, you still have two required classes that you will all take together. One of those classes is Multiversal Planes 101, and the other one is Theater Studies. So
Say theater studies. Is that what you-
theater, yeah, theater studies.
Ooh, I love legitimate theater.
And so because students of Windshire University are well-rounded in the knowledge of the world they live in and cultured as well.
Damn straight.
So you've all revealed your talked about your roommates, things like that, and so you all just got out of class for the day and decide you're going to hang out together. And you're going to go into Windshire for the afternoon, do a little shopping, wander around. And as you're getting ready to head out for the remainder of the day, and so mind you, all of you are kind of clustered up together now. You just met up. Some of you may have changed or whatever you did, like to get ready. And then Lissa, you get a call on your smartstone, and you see it's from the dean.
All right, I pick it up. Hello.
Hello, Lissa. How have you been?
Oh, I've been wonderful. Summer was fantastic. How about you?
I was going to ask you how your summer was. Well, my summer was nice. I mean, I've got to be honest. It was a little creepy having Skogar around so much. He kept on trying to spy on me, but he was really quite bad at it. But I didn't have the heart to tell him, so I just kind of let him think that he was, getting away with it, I guess.
Well, that was very kind of you.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few slightly inappropriate moments of doing my morning stretches, and he happened to as the youngsters say, peep on me for a minute, and I thought I was a little bit concerned. But anyway, so have you connected with your counselor yet since you've returned, dear?
You mean my guidance counselor for classes? Yeah, I got those all figured out.
No, the other one.
Oh, you mean no, I mean I think I've outgrown that. I feel much better. Everything I'm dealing. I'm good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
Okay,
appreciate your concern.
well, those services are there for you. But I was let me not mince words. I was hoping you and your friends could look into something for me.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I was recently reported to me today that we're missing a dragon shard from the School of Magics.
Oh
And
no.
I don't know if you are aware of this or not, but they're not easy to come by, and they're highly valuable and magical as well.
Oh yeah, I mean dragon shards have so many properties, but you probably don't want me to list those out right now. Yeah, we can look into that.
And then so he says, "Oh, excellent. Can you bring your friends with you to my office to discuss this in further detail?"
Absolutely. We'll come right up.
And I will let's not make a big deal of this, but I will compensate you for your time. So please come soon, as there's truly no time to lose. And then he hangs up.
All right, gang, we got another gig to do. This time the dean needs our help. Are you all in?
Well, I mean, good deeds are what what we're what we're meant to do. We're to help others out, and I'm always here to offer help to those in need, and in this case, the dean.
We'll be compensated too.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah, I'm in. It beats like taking pictures of adulterers.
I mean, compensation is well and good, but for expenses as it were, but everything else can just go to charities.
Yeah, but you got to be careful what that dean says, man. I know he's up to something. I know he's up to something. But yeah, if he's offering money, I guess I'm in.
I mean, I'll listen. If you guys are going, I'll go too. I'll go where you guys go and do what you guys do.
You're not going to try to talk us out of it?
I mean, staying home.
You're a changed man.
It's always viable to stay here, but if I have the option to stay here without you or go with you, I'd rather. I think I might rather go with you.
Safety in numbers is a wonderful tenet.
I'll try to talk you out of doing things, but yeah.
I'm in. Let's do this.
All right.
Always good to have the dean on your side.
So on the way to the dean's office, some of you noticed that a couple of the Nome campus facilities employees they stopped Velma to briefly talk to her, and so two of them come up to you, Velma, and one's like, hey, tall lady, Velma, tall lady Velma, right? Yeah.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. So Grandpa Fizzlespark needs to speak to you before the weekend comes. It's critical. And they hand you one of them, and then the other one not talking hands you a piece of paper folded, and then they both leave.
Disappear as the gnomes do.
Yeah, and they've got their one piece jumpsuit janitor jumpsuit things on as they go to do some labor, and they're both just kind of like as one of them pulls out like a kind of a shitty smart stone as he gets a message of like, I gotta go clean the shitter in building in dorm 4. I hate this job, and they kind of stomp off.
Remember, that's $50 or 50 gold next week, Graham. 50 gold.
All right,
Skogar?
all right, dude. All right.
Don't worry about it, Velma. It's a joke.
Okay.
It's a joke.
Well, I'm gonna roll insight anyway.
Okay, on Skogar.
It's a joke, he said.
Okay.
So is a 13 a joke?
What do I roll
Plausible.
against?
It's just not funny.
Yeah.
Deception and or persuasion.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, are you deceiving or are you persuading? Sounds like you're deceiving.
Yeah, it was about the loan. Yeah, that's he's straight faced and transparent.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you got this note.
Do I have time to read it on the way to the dean's office?
You do. But I'm just gonna say what it is out loud. Because technically nobody else would know, but it's just easier to just say it. So you pull this note out, and it's actually the handwriting's fairly neat. And it says the strike happens on Monday morning. We shall overcome, and we will no longer be ignored. We need you to capture and share our story. That's all it says.
Okay.
So you're getting to the administrative building where the dean's office is, and as you get in closer, Lucar, that good old familiar white noise comes back, and then you hear a voice that's become quite familiar to you. Hey, buddy. Hey, so I was thinking, you could speak to me more often if I was like there.
Like,
If you could like see me.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Like if I was actually there, like in like front of you,
Or, next to
To you or whatever.
Can you do that?
So,
Well, I mean,
In my spare time.
because
I've got plenty, because,
time is a construct where I am right now, really. So I got all the time I could want. But
so on the
On the other side of
the Mornland,
in a country called
Carnath,
there's a
small town. It's called Irontown,
okay.
and
Okay.
it's south of Lake Dark.
and
If you go there,
there's somebody that you can meet up with.
And I've been doing a lot of research on this.
Luke, you gotta understand.
This has
not been like just
this is not a fly by night thing.
Like, I'm serious.
So
you need to meet up
with someone named Kara Horoshow.
What was that last name?
Horoshow? So it's kind of like horror show, but like horror.
All right. Not
Right?
ominous at all.
And
Some of these
regions they've got some really wild,
last names.
surnames, whatever. I mean, come on, still shower. Come on, man. I mean,
I mean,
It's rolls off the tongue.
but
that's
Kara might argue that
that's a weird
last name. So just saying.
But so
then you might
not like this
next part.
So she's a dark magic user. But she specializes in puppeteering.
okay.
And
That's all.
But see, that's where you need to start. That's where you need to start, because I think we can perform a ritual where I can come to your realm and inhabit an empty vessel.
Do you see where I'm going
With
with
this puppeteer,
Yeah, I think
empty vessel, me hanging out with you all the time, like side by side.
I think it's great, Astrid. I mean, you and I have been getting along great, and I just wonder, like, you're so strong in your present form. I just wonder if, like, trapping you in a little puppet body in this realm is a little dangerous.
Bro, if you don't think
I've got that figured out,
then I mean, what? So
there's this, like, there's some
there's a buddy of mine here in where I'm staying, and he's got this saying. Says, if you don't know me by now,
you'll never know me.
Never.
never know me.
So I mean,
If you don't know me by now, Luke,
I'll be fine.
All right.
Just
I think you just need to get to work on it,
you might want to bring your friends with you though when you go,
because I mean,
it's not the safest trip. Even if you take coaches in a rail, like you're gonna have to go by Fort Deep Dark, and that's where
shit gets
squirrely. It's really the bad part of
Carnath. Honestly, the rest of it's not a bad place.
So wait, Fort Deep Dark is a problem, but Fort Zombie is not as much of a problem. Is that what I'm hearing from you?
No, they're just not really good at naming stuff. I mean,
Yeah, and also I saw Fort Bones on there, but here's the thing, Astrid, as you may have noticed, I'm back at school,
Yeah.
with my pals, and I mean, I can't imagine getting away to Carnath, especially on the far side of Carnath, in the middle of classes. I mean, we got this theater class that, I imagine like it's going to have a lot of extracurricular stuff outside of the classroom if I know theater professors. But yeah, I mean, we can figure out how to get there, I suppose, to Irontown sometime. But we'll get you there because I'd love to have you around.
dude,
there's
There's literally like lightning railroads that will take you to these places in like less than a day,
in hours.
something that would take days.
Days to travel to.
All right.
Like, come on, man.
Well,
come on.
we also got
Come on.
this thing for the dean, but we'll make it happen because really, I think there'd be nothing creepier than, or I mean, nothing better than having you around in puppet form, doing your thing.
I could sit on your shoulders. It'd be so cool. It'd be so sweet, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And it
that'd
would
be cool.
just and like, here's the thing though. Like, it's just gonna make you more powerful.
Well,
And think
there's
of
a lot to be
everything.
said for-
Think of what you could do for your family with more power.
yeah. I'm sure all my other friends like Velma would love it if I had even more power than what I have currently.
And I mean, when I say your family, I mean your real family.
Ooh, okay.
And then and then the white noise goes away. And you're hitting the doorstep, like you're almost there, and then Lissa, your smart stone goes off again.
Oh my goodness. Who is it now?
Hey, Liz.
Hey.
Hey, it's me. It's Z. It's me,
Oh,
Z.
Uncle Z. How's
you
it
been?
going?
How you been? Everything cool?
Oh yeah, going great. Gonna do this errand for the dean and get some money, and it'll be great.
Yeah. Hey. I was wondering if you could help me out with something. You think?
Maybe, yeah, sure.
So,
What is it?
So it seems like I mean, this is new news for me. It seems like there's some sort of knockoff out there of one of my inventions.
What?
Yeah.
Which one? What are they trying to mimic?
My mage breeder sphere.
What?
I don't know how somebody got a hold of it. Somebody got a hold of it, the design, something, but they did. You know what they're calling it?
What?
They call it a mage ball. What the hell is that about?
Oh my gosh. That's ridiculous.
And
That's
they're throwing it around in carnivals. My shit's better than to be wasted in a carnival. What kind of crap is that? Seriously. I mean, I mean, okay. So now, I'm not really like, I'm not too mad at the name itself. It's actually a pretty good name. It's a lot more concise. It's not as it rolls off the tongue a lot easier than Mage Breeder Sphere. I mean, that takes a lot of effort. But yeah, I mean, can you look into this shit for me?
Sure. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say that like your name is more precise. Like I know exactly what you're talking about when you say
mean-
that. Mage ball, that could be anything.
Yeah, I don't need people out there stealing my inventions. Let me know what you find out, okay? Thanks, love you, bye.
Absolutely.
And then he hangs up.
Good old Uncle Z.
So as you get to the reception area, and the receptionist sees you. Oh, hi, Lissa. Hi, I see you brought your friends. Well, feel free to head on into his office. He's expecting you. And she gestures to the door.
Thank you. Will do.
As you walk in, you see the dean. He's looking out of his office window as he's doing stretches. He's just like getting himself all limber and stuff. And he turns around. He smiles. Hello, students. Oh, Luca, you're looking quite healthy. Velma, Lissa, very interesting hair color choice. And well, where's Jack?
Oh, as we discussed, Dean, it's Kashan now. Recall? We had our little discussions over the summertime.
Yes, I'm sorry.
I did you a favor, and
it's been quite the summer. I've been very busy, haven't I, Skoga?
Yeah. Yeah. Very busy.
And he kind of nudges Lissa, like he's being sly about it.
So he says,
Lissa winks back.
he sits behind his desk and he's like motioning for you guys to sit down if you want to sit down. Says, well, it would appear that one of our largest dragon shards was stolen from the magic school.
I'd never been to the magic school.
And
I'm sorry.
He laughs.
Habits.
Oh, Kashan, I think you've gotten wittier. And he says, all we know is it was there up until 2 days ago and then disappeared. And then he shows he passes around like a picture of what this dragon shard looked like and the color and everything. Skogar make a I'll let you choose between insight or perception, whichever you're better in.
Yeah, perception.
Okay.
That flew off my table into the darkness. Sorry. Next dice. Hey, all right. Starting out the season well. 18.
All right. So you notice that your dragon shard resembles the one that's in the picture. Like different size and
like that's what I was going to ask.
Different
like
size and stuff, but same color, same type, right?
And Skogar just kind of goes under his breath. Uh-oh. And hands off the picture.
And he says, at this point we have no leads other than the fact we've had a lot of visitors come and go with it being the moving in time and everything, and we had a couple of unique visitors that came to tour the campus about a week ago, right as we were first starting our move-ins, and but see, other than that, we also know that the Gnome Facilities workforce, they're planning something. I mean, I hope it's a retirement party for Fizzlespark. He served us well, but he's up in the years. But unfortunately, we have reason to believe they're planning something far more disruptive. But nonetheless, I don't necessarily think that they stole a dragon shard. I think it could have something to do with these visitors. I'm hoping maybe you can all take on this task to find out where the dragon shard had ended up.
So, who were these unique visitors? And before we, just as an aside, I find your xenophobia kind of off-putting.
It's true. We must accept everybody, Dean, as they are. They're all people. They are humanoids. I think
it's just too easy to blame the outsiders. It could have been an inside job.
Well, then I guess it's a good thing we have you here, Velma. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'm looking into it.
Everybody's got their opinions, it would seem. The dean mutters. He says, so I didn't hear a yes. I mean, consider this an opportunity for, some work study, a little time towards credit hours, a little bit of coin to offset that tuition debt, especially the increase in tuition. Carnivals aren't cheap, after all.
Yeah, what's with that 100 gold? What a rip.
Skogar, you won the... I can't even believe I'm saying this booger spitting contest. So I don't know that I really care to hear about your feelings on this.
Zogar kind of like zips up his booger spitting champion t-shirt.
So I take it that's a yes then.
Yes,
if
absolutely.
there's money involved, sure.
I personally want to make sure that we find this dragon shard.
How about you, Azuri? You've been quiet. And you're still quiet.
I mean, when am I not? Sometimes I'm very quiet, but other times I'm just like normal quiet.
But those are the people I like talking to the most. They have the most interesting things to say.
I mean, that's your opinion on the matter.
So I'll assume that you're in since you didn't say no. And then he just looks at you and he's like, well, I know you'll do it. And,
of course.
I mean, we could always stay here, but it sounds like you kind of want us to go on this thing, and you're the dean, and control our whole schooling lives. So it feels like this is a little bit of a shakedown. That if we don't go, something bad may happen to us. So, I mean, I think this one, very specific case, I'm kind of in favor of going.
Zuri, we are all given our own free will in this world, and you're free to say yes or no. You don't have to jump on this train just because it happens to be going in a certain direction on this tracks. You don't have to, Zuri. You don't have to feel railroaded, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, sometimes it's better to just go where the tracks take you rather than like derail the train, because sometimes that's worse for you than just saying like go along with the train. Derailments are a serious issue.
That's why we take the back of the train, remember?
And sometimes the rail car can go on many different railroads depending upon which direction they pick. But what do I know as a dean after all?
I mean, I read some train books, but
and so he says, all right, yes, so please do what you can to help me with this situation, and I will see that you are fairly compensated for your efforts. And then he starts to just work on paperwork and stuff. And
hang on a minute. You did you describe the unique visitors so we have like a clue to start with?
Velma.
And there was a carnival in town, and the carnies came and they left, and the dragon shard's missing. Why would you not suspect a bunch of carnies?
Always suspect carnies is what, no offense, but always suspect carnies.
True.
But see, I thought I'm not supposed to have any predetermined notions about anyone, Velma. You're sending me mixed messages here.
You can still describe these visitors. We've seen all the carnies. We have an idea about them.
Check. You need to go to the admin building and check visitor sign-in. They'll be able to provide you with more information.
All right.
I mean, I would expect someone of your caliber of private investigator to have figured that out on your own, but I mean, I'm happy to give you the morsel if it sends you in the right direction after all. Because here's the thing, now you're year 2 now, so the expectations are far more higher for you.
Yeah, we spent most of our time off campus. I wasn't even aware you had an administrative building.
Well, see then, so then we've done our jobs because you didn't even need it. So that's perfect. And says, is that sufficient for you?
For now.
Yeah.
But don't leave town because we may have more questions.
Like, I'm not going anywhere. This is my job. I'm the dean. I'm going to be here. And then he just starts looking through paperwork, like he's giving the impression he's like, yeah, I'm kind of done with you now. So as you all,
I'm going to do a investigation check and see if his the papers he's shuffling are upside down or not.
Okay, sure, roll it.
Just 15.
Yeah, they are all right side up. And there's actually information on them and things that say memo and important and things of that nature.
Okay.
So it's legit.
Then, out of courtesy, I'll let him get on with his work. Anybody else want to hang up on? Want to needle him?
All right. I will take a nice.
Why do we not like the dean?
I don't know. I
think it's because he accused Skogar falsely early in the term.
But it was Skogar. all evidence pointed to Skogar.
There was video evidence on our smart stones.
Yes, it was.
It looked just like Skogar.
So
down like every last detail was thought out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The scars, the random booger hanging out. Like, it was 100%
So
Skogar.
convincing.
Yeah, it was
so as you walk out, the receptionist calls out to you, Kashan. Says, "Oh, Kashan, can you stay back for a moment? Do you have a minute?"
Some patience, still there to tenants. Yes, I can come. Yes.
So everybody else heads off. But the receptionist, who is named Cora, says to the rest of you, says, I'll only have him for a moment or two, and you can wait here or you can go. I just need to talk to him specifically. So he says, Kashan, I over the course of the beginning or the end of the summer, and you coming to see the dean a little bit more, and your conversations, and our conversations, I feel that I can trust you with a situation that I have.
Sorry.
That I have that I could really use. I could really use some help in if you have if you have the time. So I haven't I have a brother, and he's missing. It's been weeks and weeks, and his smart stone doesn't seem to be working because I can't get a hold of him. I'm concerned he may have disappeared.
Have you tried talking to the authorities, like other family members?
Yes, and nothing's come up. But I feel in my heart of hearts that he's still alive.
Cool.
We were supposed to go on a trip together, and he never showed up at the rail station. He wasn't at his apartment. None of his friends have seen him.
Okay. I'm really like, I guess, like, why come to me with this if you've gone to the proper people? I'm just a student.
But you are I
got studies and stuff.
You're a righteous man of oath, and I need someone that I can trust and believe in, and I mean I don't have I know students need to make money. I cannot offer much in the way of payment, but I can owe favors that I would not do for other students. Like, I can give you the inside track on opportunities for you here that wouldn't just may not be available to just anybody.
Well, I think I'm going to have to pray on this and the decisions and talk to my higher up, the other vassals, and what's appropriate. Obviously I'd love to help out, and I share your concern. I think I'm supposed to anyways. It's all very new. And anyways, yeah, like I will. No, your brother. What's this guy's name?
So
is he bad? Go ahead.
His name is Tud.
And that's a serious name.
Yes, I always call him Tuddy. Tuddy, though. He's my brother.
Right. And is he bad? Has he run in with bad people?
I mean, he likes to frequent shady bars in Danthaven. And note the movement of the map on the shared screen, and the little mouse circling around.
Hold on. Let me Danthaven. Okay.
Windshire here, Danthaven here.
Is that something I would know of in my past life as one of?
So I would assume in general that most of you have a decent idea of the areas that are not the entirety of Ondare as much as or not Ondare, but sorry, the bigger, the hell is this called again? Corvair. Thank you. You're familiar with parts of Corvair, but I would not say all of Corvair. So it probably just depends on like where your character originally came from, and then places that you may have interacted with along the way to Windshire. So I'll leave that up to your own discretion as we progress through, the storylines and stuff of how much you already know, and we can play that accordingly. So it sounds familiar to you, Kashan, but not like you're not automatically like, oh yeah, it's not just, but you know of the area. And then she says he was planning to go to an alchemist's convention in Flamekeep. That's the capital city in Thrain. It's it's not as nice as Fairhaven here in Aundair, but it's still a pretty nice city. It's on the water. It's a pretty nice. It's nice.
I can confirm Flamekeep is where my religion has like a big temple, and I've been there often.
So yeah, so there you go. So and then she says now mind you, as she says, I like to call him, she says she calls him Tuddy. It's like, so when as you're asking around, maybe ask for Tud, not Tuddy, because not many people would call him that but me.
Yeah, I'm going to be hard pressed just to even call him Tud, but okay.
And then she says, well, if you can be of help, that would be great. And what's your passive perception?
Let me tell you, I'm going to fire this bad boy up. Passive perception. It's the best passive perception I've seen. It's so good.
It's the greatest. It's the best ever.
It's so high. It is actually a 16.
You see her name placard on her desk, and you note that it says Cora Rexpin is the last name. Rexpin.
Okay.
So that would mean that you are looking for Tuddy Rexpin.
Lol. Sorry.
Jeez, come on.
It's been waiting on that one since the last season.
I'm not sure I am looking for Tuddy Rexpin.
Oh man.
We can buy one at the toy store in Market Town.
So yeah, okay, so you got that information. Then you catch up with the group, and so let me just kind of frame all these things up here. And then we can talk about kind of what you want to do, and we can kind of start those paths out before we call it for the evening. So now the choices that you have, there's a few so there's some specific to some of you. So Velma is addressing Grandpa Fizzlespark. Lucar going to Irontown in Carnath. All of you is to focus more on next steps in finding the Dragon Shard. Lissa is investigating that knockoff Mage Breeder Sphere issue. And then Kashan would be, if he chooses to, would be to try to find Tud. And those are your options. So what would you like to do next?
Skogar has a pretty big interest in the Dragon Shard, but without any foreseeable leads. He would be kind of following in tow with anything else that's going on.
Well, that does seem to be the most pressing issue. The Carnies are already gone, so if there's any hope of finding it, we'll have to find these two outsiders. And to get any information on them, we have to go to the administration building.
So yeah, take another a moment or two real quick to just discuss amongst yourselves, like if you want to split the party or if you want to all stay together. I'm going to do a really quick bio break. I'll be right back.
Split the party.
Yeah.
Some of us can get way out at the end of the I don't even remember any of those place names in that purple.
Right.
I'm sure we can get out there like within a week or so.
Don't tell Astrid, but I'm in no rush to make her hit Astrid into a puppet. That's a little we can put that one off for a while if we need to.
You got to start thinking your
could
jokes.
Talk to that famous puppet maker and have a limitation put on the body such that it cannot
talk, move, anything.
Cannot talk, do anything. Cannot act unless your hand is up its butt.
Yeah, we definitely don't have to make
There
that happen anytime soon.
I think we've all have experience with one creepy puppet in this, in all our any adventures to the multiverses. I don't think we need any more creepy puppets.
I mean, Todd seems kind of pressing. He's been missing for weeks. I mean, he might.
Yeah, but he also might turn up. So I'm not,
I got something to do this weekend, so I'm not leaving town really.
The thing is, I'm not really sure, where the, paladin stuff, what that really entails. Like, am I going to be like a paladin of vengeance, where it's like, if Tut is killed by, unholy things, then I go in afterwards? I'm not sure if finding lost people is really
I don't know, but you can talk to my roommate and let's just say we're not hitting it off yet. She's kind of judgmental.
That's weird. I guess you're lucky. My roommate just kind of leaves stuff around and then disappears. But yeah, I don't know if I really want to get into that whole religious talk yet. I mean, I'm still trying to learn how to use this long sword. It's so bulky and big.
Trade it in. You can dual wield daggers like you used to.
Yeah, I mean, true. I guess there's kind of this whole image that that's
some
really
kind of synergy going on there.
That's the whole paladin thing. It's more like image, you got to look the part,
She does an awful lot of grooming in the morning because she's got to look her best to influence people.
It's true. They do. I mean, I could just. Luckily, it's all natural. But yeah, I'm in no, so no rush for Tud, no rush for the puppet. I think the dragon shard, I think that's the way to go. And maybe, maybe it does have to do with the carnies. We can move into following up on that mage ball, monster ball, whatever thing, with Lissa, because that guy was involved with the carnies, right? The guy who stole the mage ball idea. So, maybe they're connected in a way.
That's true. We'll have to go hit them up anyways at some point.
Yeah, and that carnival was only from 2 hours away, so it's pretty close.
Well, that's where they came from, but where are they going to? They kind of do a circuit, don't they?
Yeah, that's true.
So, what has the gang decided on?
We decided to stay here in the coffee shop and get another coffee.
Just really want to focus on our studies this year.
That was really Azuri's idea,
Yeah. So let it be known, this shit about railroads. I literally just gave you guys 5 options of things you can do. So I don't even want to hear it.
Why are you getting so offended, Bill? I think you misunderstood my conversation in character.
Oh, sorry. That was in character. So
nothing meta at all.
No, we're never meta. So yeah, okay. So then you're you're having coffee in the coffee shop as an undead character that walks in looking like Matthew Perry. Sorry, too soon. The So it sounds like I'm hearing Dragon
Paladin.
Shard.
Now's your chance, Paladin.
Oh, right.
I was kidding.
I smite thee.
Destroy undead. Destroy undead. No.
What is so it sounds like it's Dragon Shard.
Yes.
Is that where you
Yeah.
landed? Okay.
I think yeah.
Right.
Before we go on off chasing after carnies, though, we want to get the lowdown on these visitors that the dean was suspicious of. So,
All right.
Admin building it is.
Yeah. So, you go to the admin building and basically hit the like the customer service office essentially. And and Velma, just based on your travels around WU that that this is where you can get the information you need. And person behind the desk looks at you and says, "Oh, hey, haven't seen you. I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you. What can I do for you?"
We're looking for some, I guess, out-of-towners who perhaps did not have any prior connection to the university. The dean was pretty vague on the details. But he said that there were two unique visitors that came in and disappeared just around the time that the Dragon Shard was discovered missing. Has that been was that in the school paper? Is that general knowledge that the Dragon Shard is missing?
I would
Did I
say,
spill it?
I would say I can allow you a rewind because I would say that it is not like it's faculty knowledge, but faculty specific knowledge.
Okay, so this person not actually being faculty, but just
yeah, they're front office, man. They don't get to know that kind of stuff.
Then I will again. I don't have much to go on other than there were two unique visitors that caught the dean's attention. He'd like to interview them, but they left town, and
Okay.
we're, as a favor to the dean, because we haven't gotten along well, this is kind of a goodwill gesture. We thought we'd help him out finding these two.
Okay. So why don't you roll a persuasion, if you would.
Can I use passive persuasion?
Or well, I'll
that was an even 10.
Even 10. Okay. So they the person you're talking to is like, okay, yeah, I can help you out, but I don't yeah, I mean, you brought up the dean. I'm sure he's got his hand in it, whatever's going on. But what did you say your name was again?
I'm Velma de Madani.
Okay.
And I kind of, you've never read my articles in the paper because no, I'm not bitter.
I you know what? I bet you this year you'll get in there. I bet you. I hear they're looking for some more content. They want to expand a little bit, broaden their broaden what they offer to the readers. So yeah, here so the best I got for you is so there's a lot of parents that signed in with their kids, some of them, walking around checking the place out, things like that. But we did have a couple that these two guys that came in, I think they're dwarven, kind of not very tall, and they didn't look like this guy. And he points to Lucar. They were short, but they didn't look like this guy. And a lot of hair, beards, big beards and stuff. I think they were both guys. I mean, does it really matter anymore at this point? But I mean, they were dwarves, but I think, and the name, it looks like it says sharp feathers. And yeah, that's what I got. The sharp feathers, and then some kind of an ID. They had, because you gotta show an ID if you're gonna sign in and kind of walk around, right? So the ID that they presented, it said they're from a place called Reckenmark, which out of game is right here at the edge of Karnath and Thrain, right here. So we're expanding your guys' travels a little bit in some different regions. So that's Reckenmark is where they hail from, but that's that's probably a decent enough amount to go on, right? So you got anything else?
So they're possibly brothers or sisters, or brother and sister. Sharp Feathers with their last name, Byron and Tim.
Oh, I got no for just Sharp Feathers. That's what's signed in.
Right. You ought to have them print their names as well as that scraggly, squiggly line signatures.
I mean, yeah, right. I'll get somebody on that with all the extra staff we have hanging out around here.
Have you thought about hiring more gnomes?
They do facilities work, man. This isn't the right work for them.
But they're capable of so much more.
I mean,
they're intelligent race.
But okay, between you and me, I don't think they're very smart at all. But just saying, I mean, my run-ins aren't
out of
great.
Game, they're my preferred race. I usually play that.
Even better. That's great. So this guy's just like, all right, yeah, you got your info. So do you need anything? You got any other questions? You good?
I cannot think of any at this time. Don't leave town.
Got it. Sounds good. So yeah, so you got your info. So what's the next steps? What would you like to do?
Are we gonna Skogar, did you notice if the carnival was traveling to Karnath next?
Do an insight check.
I mean, you and that ogre were getting on pretty well.
Skogar, who rolled a crit fail, so a fitting end, I guess, for that first good roll, goes, yeah, it was like Cringe Brahmer, I think. I don't speak ogre that well. I know I kind of speak ogre, but I think he said Cringe Bomber. Maybe Kronglehorn. Something like that. It started with a K.
All right. So, well, nothing starts with a K in Thrain, so that's going to have to be put off.
So, yeah. So you have, multiple. You have multiple ways to that you can get to where you need to get to. So I guess, yeah. So we're at like 5 minutes till. So I think this is a good place to put a pin in it. But what I do want to say is, the initial place that you for the Dragon Shard, it's Reckenmark, but there may be some other, if utilizing the map, there may be some other things that you could either hit on the way or on the way back or whatever to think about. If that's of any interest, to do anything else besides just that.
I guess Flame Keep is on the way. You're right.
That Fort Zombie sounds fun.
Yeah, because
I don't know about a fort that's called Fort Zombies, guys. I really feel like we might want to stay away from that one.
Yeah, agreed.
Fort Bones, it is.
Now, Flame Keep. So Dance Haven and Flame Keep are on the way. That's Tud. But that may or may not be something that Kashan wishes to do. And so I will leave that up to you guys. That's not necessarily a decision you have to make now. I will get some loose bones together for whatever you choose, and we'll just make it happen, and we'll go with it. So yeah, that is first session, year 2. So we made it through that, and I don't think I have anything else. I think it's a very mild, like, cliffhanger, because we'll just call it, this is the prologue, if you will, right? For everything that's to come, and we'll involve NPCs a little bit more as we go, and I'm really excited how some of you are already playing, like, your characters. I can't wait to see what Kashan has in store or doesn't have in store for everybody as this new kind of vanilla paladin sort of approach. We'll see how that.
Oh, I'll be the most vanilla paladin you've ever met.
You'll be clear vanilla. That's how vanilla you'll be.
I don't know like how vanilla you could be.
There you go.
There you go.
If you recall, I had a vengeance paladin who hated undead, and I was sure that would never come up with PvP. That couldn't possibly happen.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So yeah, so that's what I got.
I think if you didn't PvP Jack, you're not going to PvP Kashan.
Right. Unless we have another carnival event with the healing potion.
Yeah. I'll leave the
battle
PvP
arena
to Lucar.
There you go. Okay, yeah. So next week we'll continue on your journey to whatever the hell place that's called, Reckonmark, to find out more about the Dragon Shard and see what kind of hijinks you guys can get into.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good deal.
Sounds good.
Yes.
Well, thanks everybody. Have a good evening.
Take care.
Yep.
We'll see you later.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks, Bill.
Bye.
Yeah.
Well. What a great session. I feel like we have really set the stage for some great adventures with our favorite group of students. Can you imagine Astrid as a puppet? I can see why Lucar is not in a hurry to make that happen. Will anyone really ever like the Dean? So how long will Kashan the Paladin last? Is Skogar ever going to leave the Dean alone? How will they find this giant dragon shard? We will find out so much more on the next episode of Eberron Adventures. If you would like to become a Patreon supporter, you can do so at patreon.com/Eberron Adventures. And then you too can become a supporter like Jonathan or like Andrew. Thanks to you both for your support. Remember, just go to patreon.com/Eberron Adventures to learn more. And as always, see you next week.